What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Turkey Al-Sheikh explains that His Excellency had interest and still has interest in making Shakur versus William Zepeda, but he wants the fight to take place in Saudi Arabia. And the numbers that Shakur Stevenson was looking at, he would still offer those numbers if it takes place in Saudi Arabia. But Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, they wanted to take place on U.S. soil, right? Because they want their brand to be built up here on U.S. soil. Shakur Stevenson don't want to lose the fight, right, with William Zepeda. It's a marquee name. It's a fight he's been seeking out. It's an undefeated Mexican fighter, and he gonna make a statement. He wants this fight, right? And so Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, he stated that, yes, that was the plan to have it in Saudi, but plans changed, and now they can have a 5v5, right? 5 versus 5, Golden Boy versus Matchroom, and it's going to be in New York. So what I'm being told is going to be July 12th in New York. Okay? July 12th in New York. Now, that can obviously, everything in boxing is subject to change. So that can change. Maybe it can get taken eventually. Oscar and Eddie Hearn feel like, listen, do we want to do this here in the States and have to fund it ourselves with our budget with the zone, or do we want to just allow it to take place in Saudi, do a 5 versus 5 in Saudi, and don't have to reach in our pockets? I can tell you now, this is just a bit of a move where Oscar and Eddie, they want to get a ROI, right? Return on their investment. If they do it with Turkey and in Saudi, they don't get a return on the investment because Turkey's not in the business. He'll pay the fighters up front, he guaranteed, and then Eddie Hearn and Oscar, they're gonna get money, they're gonna get paid off it, but not like they will if they put on their own show in New York, right? So with that said, we know Top Rank likes to do fights around. Their Top Rank is probably going to have a card in New York June 19th, okay? Because around June 21st, around that time, they like to always do cards at Madison Square Garden. So looks like it's going to be July 12th, the week before Top Rank put on their show. And Turkey Al-Sheikh, you know, he wants to fight. He's still willing to put money up, still help fund Oscar and Eddie, you know, to make the fight happen. Just they ain't gonna get the money that they was expected. Now Shakur can still get the money that he's looking for. Oscar and Eddie just gonna have to up the ante, right? You know what I'm saying? Turkey is putting up money already. So if Turkey is still willing to pay Shakur a certain amount of money to make the fight happen, then Oscar and Eddie could come up with the difference. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, let's say Turkey said, we guaranteeing you $5 million to fight William Zepeda. And now he's like, hey, we're going to give you 2.5 to fight William Zepeda because you're doing it in the States. Well, Oscar and Eddie come up with the other 2.5. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's going to be on pay-per-view, right? Then, you know, he gets the back-end money. That'll make up for the 2.5, right? Depending upon, if they do a 5-on-5, like Eddie Hearn is suggesting they do, depending upon what 5 they match against what 5, then it's going to be huge. You know what I'm saying? Then they can sell pay-per-views, right? So it depends what 5 fighters they match. Well, 4, because Williams, Zepeda, and Shakur is already one. So what other 4 matches they add to it, they put big enough marquee names to match up in the 5 versus 5, then it'll sell. And that back end money for Shakur will make up for the money he's not getting with Turkey, right? Or again, let's say Turkey is saying, here go 2.5, because he's saying they offer him less money than the Zepeda fight. Now, the Zepeda fight, they gave him $3 million, right? Or 3.5 or something of that nature, right? So that's what I'm saying. If they give him 2.5, let's say Oscar and Eddie say, okay, what we're going to do is give you, an extra $1 million from us, right? Now you're getting 3.5, and then you get a percentage of the pay-per-view on the back end. That'll help make up the difference, right? So anyway, what I'm being told, Shakur versus Williams Zepeda is being targeted for July 12th in New York. I've heard that it could be at the Barclays Center. I don't know how true that is. More or less, it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. So that's where they're looking to do this 5-on-5 at Madison Square Garden, July 12th, people. July 12th. Now, I did hear that they were targeting July 5th, okay, which is the day after the 4th of July. It's a lot of traffic in New York at that time. It's a lot of things going on. That would be a smart move. You know what I'm saying? If they could do it July 5th, that would be super smart. You know what I'm saying? The day after 4th of July, a lot of traffic, the build up for fight week. Friday's weigh-in, 4th of July weigh-in, that's huge. That's huge. So I heard that that's what they're targeting, but I did hear that Madison Square Garden has events going on that is not going to, that could prevent them from doing it July 5th. So let's see how it unfolds, because Madison Square Garden is the most famous arena. It's a major attraction. So therefore, the 4th of July, there's a lot going on in New York City. So, but it would be huge if they could secure it for July 5th. That would be huge. Weigh in July 4th of July, and then fight week, 4th of July week. The city going to be packed. That's smart if they could pull that off. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.